Hey guys, Rob from Georgia with my third episode of my 22 Shots of Appreciation. This is where I give a huge shout out to JP Moods and Jeremy and the whole 22 Shots of Moods and Horror and all the great episodes and the movies that have gotten into my collection as a result, directly or indirectly, of all the work that those guys put into that podcast and, well, everything that they do. So episode 3, I thought I would do something that directly was impacted. I was directly impacted by something JP first mentioned in episode 38. And in the news segment, of course, he first mentions digging up the marrow. Now, this is Adam Green's movie from 2015. He was maybe best known, JP, you might disagree, but I'm most familiar with Adam Green in Frozen. And I love that movie. I don't have that in my collection yet, but soon, I'm sure. But Digging Up the Marrow is a weird movie, and well, JP talks about it in his news segment in episode 38, and then further on in episode 42, it is the movie review that he had watched that week, I guess. And so he talks a little bit about it in episode 38 in the news segment, but then in 42, he actually spends about 10 minutes talking about some of his thoughts about the film. So I'm not going to really talk about it other than if you're familiar with H.P. Lovecraft, and if you ever read a statement by Randolph Carter, you know, there's a lot of weird things going on between that short story and this movie. Although if you listen to the commentary, you don't ever hear anything in the commentary by Adam Green in terms of influence by H.P. Lovecraft. But if you read the short story, and it's only a couple pages long, and you watch the movie, well, I'll leave it to you to decide. But there's some interesting parallels going on there. So, episode 38... in the news segment. Now that was the top 10 movies of 2014. Episode 42 is the remake versus the old, I think it's My Bloody Valentine, episode 42. But this is why I love the podcast. You know, you're listening to a news segment and, you know, you get something like this, and then a little bit later on, he's seen it or someone's seen it, they talk about it, and you know what, I just went out and got it. And I actually like it. Me and my son Sam, we enjoy watching this together. It still kind of freaks him out, which is kind of funny. But this is a movie that I can directly relate or go right back to JP. And if it's not for JP talking about it, it's not in my collection. So this is my huge shout out to Moods, to in JP and the guys, especially JP on this one. I know he has a special love for Adam Green and for the movies of Adam Green. And so Digging Up the Marrow in my collection as a result of JP and podcast 38 and then eventually 42. If you haven't listened to those episodes, go back, listen to them. And if you haven't seen Digging Up the Marrow, watch it and take it a step beyond and read H.P. Lovecraft's statement by Randolph Carter and see what you think. And I'm curious. So here we go. Digging Up the Marrow, episode 3, my 22 shots of appreciation. Thanks, guys, for all the work you do, and keep on.